Hello everybody, and welcome back to Certified Collectibles. This is another episode of First Appearance of the Week. This is Wednesday, November 27th, 2024. We'll be giving you all the first appearance in your comic shops today. Now this week we got a really good lineup for you guys. I think we have 7 first appearances, 2 honorable mentions, so 9 titles all to go through. There's definitely some books in there you guys should pick up for your collection. So let's go ahead and get started for the first appearance of the week beginning November 29th, 2024. First up from DC Comics, Absolute Wonder Woman number 2. This features the first appearance of the Tetracide. This also introduces the Absolute Steve Trevor. Now this Absolute arc from DC Comics, this has been very popular. Absolute Batman, Absolute Superman, and Absolute Wonder Woman number 1. All those issues have been extremely popular with fans and collectors. This here is the second issue of Absolute Wonder Woman. This does feature a first appearance and also introduces the Absolute Steve Trevor. Now typically with the first appearance of DC Comics, they're typically very speculative because it really depends on what DC does with those characters in the future. But like I said, this Absolute series from DC Comics, incredibly popular. So this is one we do think you guys should pick up for your collection, not necessarily because of the first appearance of Tetracide, but because like I said, this here Absolute series from DC Comics, very popular. Issue number 1 and 2 of each title, incredibly popular. So this is one we do think you should pick up. Go ahead and grab this one. Next up from DC Comics, Justice League Unlimited number 1. This features the first cameo team appearance of Inferno. Now, since this is the first cameo team appearance and not the first full team appearance, this one here is going to be a little more speculative. You know, like we always say, the cameo appearances of characters and teams are not necessarily sought after in the future as first full appearances. And the fact that this here is the first cameo team appearance of Inferno, we really don't know the importance of this team going forward. So once again, this is going to be a little more speculative because, you know, DC really has to do something spectacular with this team when they introduce it to actually get fans and collectors to want to hold on to these books long term. And the fact that this is the first cameo, like I said, these aren't often as sought after later on. So this one here might be worth picking up for a spec at the cover price. Grab this for a spec if you can. If you can't, put it in your B-list and take a look at it later on. Next up from Marvel Comics, Amazing Spider-Man number 62. This features the first full appearance of Cyperion, a scion of Sidarok. Now we mention this every time there's an Amazing Spider-Man title on the list. These are books you definitely want to pick up for your collection. The Amazing Spider-Man title series, probably one of the most popular and highly collected title series for Marvel Comics. And the fact that this here has a first full appearance of this new character Cyperion, this is one definitely worth picking up for your collection. You know, like we always say with the Spider-Man titles, anytime there's a first appearance of a new character in Spider-Man, these are books you want to own. Spider-Man, incredibly popular, the strongest franchise for Marvel Comics. So grab this one here for your collection. Next up from Marvel Comics, Spider-Boy number 13. This features the first appearance of Enormo. This also features the first appearance of Hulkette in story. There was a cover appearance on Sensational She-Hulk number 1 back in 2023, but this is the first appearance of Hulkette in story. And this issue also features the origin of Spider-Girl. Now, like we just got done mentioning a moment ago, the Spider-Man titles, anytime they introduce a new character into the Spider-Man universe, these are books you definitely want to have in your collection at the cover price. Even if the characters aren't all that popular when they first come out, if these characters hit the small screen or big screen, collectors are going to race back, drive the price up on these books in the secondary market. You definitely want to have these at the cover price. This issue does have a few first full appearances and also the origin of Spider-Girl, so this one here definitely has a lot going on for it. So like I said, at the cover price, this is one we do think you should pick up for your collection. Go ahead and grab this one. Next up from Marvel Comics, Ultimate Black Panther number 10. This features the first full appearance of Anon, the Ultimate Sorcerer Supreme. There was a cameo in issue number 9. Now, I don't think I have to tell you guys about this Ultimate series. Incredibly popular with fans and collectors, not just the Ultimate Black Panther series here, but across all the Ultimate titles, especially Ultimate Spider-Man. A lot of keys, a lot of important books, a lot of high-priced books across this entire arc. So anytime they introduce a new character into this Ultimate universe, these are books you definitely want to own at the cover price. For $3 or $4, it's definitely worth picking these up. Like I said, this Ultimate series across all titles has been doing incredibly well. So this is one we do think you should pick up for your collection. Go ahead and grab this one. Next up from Marvel Comics, Venom War number 5. This features the first appearance of Eggenrock, the anti-carnage. Now once again, Venom Carnage, that is part of the Spider-Man universe, and you know, Venom alone has a huge fan base, huge collector base, so anytime they introduce a new character into the Venom universe, therefore into the Spider-Man universe, these are books you definitely want to have in your collection. This here is the first appearance of Eggenrock, this anti-carnage character. Right now we don't really know much about this particular character, but if this character hits a screen, small screen and big screen, that's going to be a huge price driver for this book. So this is another one we do think you should pick up for your collection. Go ahead and grab this one. And finally from Marvel Comics, West Coast Avengers number 1. This features the first appearance of Blue Bolt, a superpowered convict. This also features a new roster for the West Coast Avengers. This is Iron Man, War Machine, Ultron, Spider-Woman, and Firestar. Now, the West Coast Avengers title series itself has not been incredibly popular with fans and collectors, but this is part of the Avengers universe, and the fact that they are introducing this new character, this new Blue Bolt character into the Avengers universe, this is another one we do think is worth owning. You know, the Avengers franchise, incredibly popular, huge fan base, still going incredibly strong with Marvel, and you know, they always bring Avengers characters to the screen. So the fact they're introducing this new character, like I said, this is one you don't want to miss out on. They bring this Blue Bolt character to a small screen, big screen project. That's going to be a huge price driver for this book. This is another one we do think you should pick up for your collection. Go ahead and grab this one. And now for the honorable mentions. From Scout Comics, Milk Run number 1. This is for fans of Back to the Future and Minority Report. Zach Morgan has a simple life. He works from home, has a nice apartment, loves living in Philadelphia, and can also create a magical portal that lets him travel through time up to 10 years in the past. What seemed like a blessing quickly turned into just another part of his mundane life, becoming a way for Zach to save money on groceries by jumping to the past to pick up his milk, eggs, and other necessities. That all changes when a true crime podcast shines a light on a mystery he's wondered about for a long time, an unsolved murder he knows his powers can help solve. Now, we put this one here on the list because this here is a Scout number 1. Scout has had a lot of their titles picked up in auction for small screen, big screen projects. And this one here sounds like it could lend itself easily to a TV show, streaming series, or feature film. And like we always mention, these projects don't actually have to make it to the screen. Just being optioned alone is enough to drive the price up in the secondary market. Scout Comics did have quite a few titles optioned that never made it to the screen, but the prices never came down on those books. Those books are still expensive in the secondary market. Now this one here is a great spec in our opinion. You know, you are specking on this getting picked up an option, getting a lot more eyes on this title, but if this makes it to the screen, it's going to be a huge hit. So this is a great spec bet. Grab this here for a spec if you can. If you can't, put it in your B-list, but definitely keep an eye on this one. And finally from Marvel Comics, The Incredible Hulk number 19. In this issue, Charlie Tidwell becomes Lycana. Now this here is also the milestone oversized issue number 800, based on the legacy numbering that began back with Hulk number 1 in 1962. Now we put this on the list because collectors do love these milestone issues, and this here is issue number 800 based on the original numbering. And also in this issue, Charlie Tidwell becomes Lycana. Don't really know how important that's going to be in the future, but if this Charlie Tidwell version of Lycana hits the screen, whether small screen or big screen, collectors will race back to the secondary market to try to find this issue. This one here will be a little more speculative, but you know, for the cover price, might be worth picking up. Grab this here for a spec if you can. If you can't, put it in your B-list and take a look at it later on. So there you have the 9 titles we have for you guys this week. There's definitely some books in there you guys should pick up for your collection. So please feel free to drop some comments in the comment section below. Thumbs up if you like this video. And as always, please remember to subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Thank you for joining us here at Certified Collectibles, and we'll see you again next time.